600 motorcycle is a good beginner bike, or is it not a beginner bike? Is you should get a 300 or a 400cc bike instead, or you should just jump to 1000cc. So I'm going to discuss all these various points and give you guys my opinion on this subject. I'm gonna try to be as unbiased as I can. First, let me get that 100 real quick. Woo-wee! So why there's two huge diverse parties that think, oh, 600 is a beginner bike, and there's a huge party that thinks 600 is not a beginner bike, you should get a 300. And there's a lot of people, and there's like few people who go like, oh, you don't even need a 600, you need a 1000cc bike. So first of all, I would completely disagree with those people. I would completely disagree with those people because I feel like you'd never want to jump to 1000cc. I have never driven a 1000cc bike. The highest I've driven is I think that was a Daytona Triumph 675. What I want to discuss is, if you're getting a 300, go for it, you know, because I believe that you have one of the videos I used to watch before I got a motorcycle was a person named I don't know if you guys have watched those. Pretty sure a lot of people watch him. He's a pretty big YouTuber as well. His name is Cycle Cruiser, and he makes crazy he makes all sorts of videos. But one of the things he said kind of stuck to me is like, if you want to ride a motorcycle, right, you want to go through all the power cycles if you can, right? You don't have to, but if you can, and if you can afford to do that, go for it, you know? It is an experience at the end of the day. We're trying to enjoy the motorcycle. It's not about how fast all the time. It's not about how fast you can go. It's about the experience you get riding motorcycles. You have various cars. You have a Kia, you have Honda, and they're all V4s or V6s, different classes. So every bike has a different experience, right? So therefore, if you're starting on a motorcycle and you've never ever driven a motorcycle, and you come upon a cheap 250cc motorcycle like a Honda CBR 250 or something like that, you know, go ahead and purchase it. One thing I do not recommend is buying a brand new motorcycle as your beginner motorcycle. The gear changes, you're gonna mess up gear changing, you're gonna lug the bike, you're gonna do all these things which will not necessarily damage your bike too much, but if you do those things, like miss changing the gear, but yeah, the same helmet as me. What's up, man? What's up? Yeah, I know. You got a nice visor. I'm trying to get that one. Yeah. If you're getting a 300, that's perfectly fine. Do I say 600 is a beginner bike? I would say it's not a beginner bike if you really don't never driven a motorcycle. If you're driven like little mopeds or track bikes, I don't know what I'm blanking out on what they're called. Those little motorbikes, those small dual sport bikes that you take it to a track, mud tracks, those kind of things as a kid that a lot of people do. If you've done those things, then go ahead, you could buy a 600cc motorcycle because you know the functionality of how a motorcycle works, right? At that point, you know how the balance works. The only thing that matters is intimidating is the size of the motorcycle, right? But believe me, the motorcycles are not that heavy. Once they're riding and once the wheels are spinning, they're just like another bicycle. I know it sounds kind of extreme, but they're like bicycles because you don't feel any weight because the tires are rotating. And when you come to a stop, you don't get that much weight on your left or your right legs. The motorcycles that do have a lot of weight are like the Harleys and all that on a stop, because you really need to put your foot down and make sure they're straight. On these motorcycles, you can stop and you can put one leg down and you'll be perfectly fine. Man, I did some barbecue yesterday. I participated in the barbecue at my house, and my motorcycle was parked right next to the barbecue. I feel like some barbecue chicken got into this bike, man. It's so smooth right now. I don't know, man. This feels so smooth right now. It's crazy. A lot of these things matter on the aesthetics too. If you're a tall person, then do not buy a 300. If you're like 6 feet and above, just buy a 600, because people for 6 feet and above, even 600 gets small for them, because it's like their legs don't become that high. Once you're putting your foot on the peg, their legs become too high or too upright. Their legs almost reach the tank, and then if that happens, that they feels uncomfortable riding the motorcycle. It's like riding a scooter, right? Hey, if you ride a scooter, that's all good too. If I was in your shoes, if anybody who's riding a motorcycle for the first time, right, I wouldn't buy a 300cc motorcycle. Do not buy a 300 as a brand new motorcycle. If you're buying it, do not go to a dealership and spend like $7,000 on a 300cc motorcycle, which makes absolutely no sense. So if you go to a dealership, you buy a 2019 Kawasaki Ninja 300, they charge you $4,999 for the base price, and then all the shipping and what do you call it, all those costs that add up, it goes almost up to $7,000 out the door. And you can buy a fancy motorcycle for $7,000 right now. You know what I mean? You can buy a used one, but you can buy a fancy 600cc motorcycle. The Shan, the one that he bought, we have a review for that motorcycle as well, of how much he got it for and everything. That was about what he got it for, $4,500. The bike was driven 4,000 miles, 4,000 something miles, and he got it for $4,500 for a 600cc motorcycle, which is a steal in my opinion. So go to a OfferUp, go to Letgo, and you can find those used motorcycles, because everybody gets rid of those motorcycles in a really short amount of time. You can see a 300cc motorcycle for like 2,000 miles on it, and for like 2,900, 2,500, like 2017, 2018. Yeah, pick those up, drive it for a couple of months, and then really evaluate yourself and decide, okay, do I really want to have a bigger bike? Am I really going to be a person who's going to ride motorcycles for a long time? What happens is, if you buy a smaller bike and you're not enjoying the bike after a couple months, you think, oh, motorcycle riding is not fun, I'm not enjoying this thing, so you stop riding motorcycle as a whole, you know? So that's one of the things that a lot of people quit on. It's like, oh, they just get one motorcycle and that experience is not good. That doesn't mean that all the other motorcycle experiences are not good, you know? I had GS 500. Personally, it was okay, but I knew what I was getting into. I did not have that much fun with that motorcycle. That's the reason I sold that motorcycle. It was at the chance when I got it, right? If you're going directly to a 1,000cc motorcycle from a 300cc motorcycle thinking that 600 is a beginner motorcycle, that is completely false. I want to erase that from people's memory. I want people to understand that getting a 600cc motorcycle before 1,000 is a part of a journey that you should experience all the time, and you should go through a 600, a 750, and get to 1,000. My goal is to not directly go to a 1,000cc motorcycle. These are all my personal opinion. Everybody has their own opinion. Everybody has their own choices. I respect everyone's opinion. So if you guys have your own opinion, please comment below. We can have a conversation. Bike, there's so many different variations that people want, but you're not gonna get everything on one single bike, right? Maybe you can if you buy an expensive Ducati or BMW S1000 that I hope one day I can afford and buy. That's what I want to buy one day. When the time comes, I will knock on the wood on the tree somewhere, I guess. But you know, that's the thing. It's all about experience. So I would end this video by saying, first of all, thanks for watching this video if you made it to this point. Thanks for subscribing if you're subscribed to us. If you haven't subscribed, please hit the subscribe button, which keeps us going, it keeps us happy. We try to keep you guys happy, keep you guys informative, and gals informative.